What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And this is my rambling video in which I talk about myself and life and the universe and things around us and things that are particularly interesting to me. It's a very narcissistic video, and sometimes I'll talk about YouTube or Twitch or the job I'm doing or the world I've created, or my dogs or my family or my friends. Sometimes it can also be very boring. I think today's going to be a multifaceted one, so I don't know what I'll title it, but let me start off by showing off this new shirt that I'm wearing. Now, I know you guys have seen my very limited wardrobe of about 12 shirts that look very similar that I wear all the time. Now that I'm finally in a shirt size here, I'm able to wear merchandise from YouTube, including my own merchandise. I've been tweeting out on Instagram and other places on Twitter, showing off my merchandise for my Spreadshirt shop. If you don't know about it, I'll probably link in the description box below, boogie298.spreadshirt.com. I only make like $3 a shirt, so don't feel compelled to go there. But if you really want Boogie merch, there's some old shirts from years ago that are still there. I'm hoping to update the designs, maybe even move from Spreadshirt so that there's more profit and lower prices for you in the prices. But I have a bunch of those shirts, and I'm finally able to wear them, and it feels really good. Not only that, but I've had some really cool YouTubers like Casey Neistat and Internet Comment Etiquette, Eric, send me care packages of their shirts, as well as some fans who've made me some custom shirts as well that I'm finally able to wear. So I'm hoping to have a much more diverse catalog here on YouTube. I also bought some new shirts from the only place that people my size I know of could get clothes when I was at 600 pounds, a catalog company called King Size Direct. Very expensive clothes, but they make them all the way up to 8X. So if you need a tent to live in or a shirt to wear at my old size, that's the place to do it. There's no shout out there. They don't give me anything. I'm not getting anything for free for that. I just bought a bunch of shirts from it, $6, or a bunch of 6 shirts at like $40 a pop from them. So I'm definitely not getting a discount or anything. But I bought them all in 5X, and they're nice and comfortable, and it's weird. I think eventually, maybe by the end of the year, I'll be able to buy off the rack at some places that sell 3Xs. And then these shirts will go out. But this shirt was from Bethesda. They sent these shirts over when they were partnering with Think Geek, and I never really got to show them off. So hopefully I'll get to show them off as well. There's some really cool ones, and you'll see them on Twitter. You'll see them on Instagram if you want to follow me there. There's a cool Daggerfall one. This one, of course, is Skyrim related. Some really great stuff. And so for those of you YouTubers who've sent out merch, man, I really appreciate it. And for those of you who ever bought my merch, I really appreciate that too. It's nice slimming down. Even though over the last couple of weeks, I'm still setting it right at 387. My body continues to go through physical changes, but the scale doesn't seem to budge. But that's fine. That's what my doctor told me to expect. And we talked about that a couple of weeks back, and we'll keep talking about it. Oh, do you want up? Come on. Come on. I'll hold you. I'll hold you while I film today. Here you go. He's wrapped up in my cord. So what do I want to talk about today? Let's talk a little bit about the physical fitness stuff. So as you guys know, I said that this year was going to be the year of cons. But of course I was married when I said that. Now that I'm divorced, I don't really have a lot of people to travel with. And I do have a few people. And there's a few cons that I've definitely penciled in. But I got invited to a thing today, which I don't think I'm supposed to talk about just yet. Because I haven't confirmed that I'm going or anything like that. So it's a little secret thing. Something I've always wanted to go to. And it's going to happen in May. And I think I'm going to RSVP. The problem is, I don't think that I'm physically ready to do that. Even with a friend, even with someone to help, I feel like maybe I'm a little too nervous to do it. But I've got a couple of months now. You know, this is March. We got a couple of months to get there. So today, even though I'm tired of waiting for my doctor to sign off on the exercise with the lower back and the knees and stuff, they told me when I got under 400 pounds I could start exercising, and I've been putting it off until I get the okay. Today, I was sitting with a friend, and they were like, you've got that treadmill in your bedroom. Why aren't you using it? I'm like, I don't know. You know, well, I tried it once. I was on it for 30 seconds. It made me really nervous. Well, you should go home and try it again. So sure enough, I did. And today, I did 11 minutes on the treadmill and made it about a quarter mile in that period of time. And it's not as bad as regular walking. You have to deal with the weather. But on top of that, I can put a little bit of weight off of my lower back and onto the bars on the side, which allows me to get a little more exercise and do a little more and make it a little further, which allows me to work up the back and the knees and burn a few extra calories. And that's not much. That's nothing. A quarter mile is nothing. I know that. I'm not proud of making it a quarter mile. Here's what I am proud of, though. 7 months ago, I couldn't stand up for 30 seconds. And if I had to go to a place, a doctor's appointment, I often had to use a wheelchair. And if I didn't have to use a wheelchair, I had to use my walker. And right after the surgery, I had to use a walker. And I was able to walk a little bit, but very, very little. Now, if I can make it a quarter mile on a treadmill, I'm pretty happy about it. I used to not even be able to shop without having to use a motorized scooter. Even in the smallest stores, I couldn't even make it from the car to the front door, and that's if we parked in the handicap spot. So I definitely was not proud of that. So I'm less ashamed now that I can make it a quarter mile. But that's just the starting point. I'm hoping by the end of the week, if I do 10 to 15 minutes every day for the rest of the week, maybe that'll become 15 to 20. And then by the time May rolls around, maybe up to 20 minutes on my feet or 25 minutes up on my feet. And who knows, that'll give me the confidence to do the thing that I want to do in May. And of course, then we've got VidCon coming up in June as well. I have Retropalooza in October. And there's a lot of other conventions I want to go to. I've actually been putting out feelers to see if there's things like PAX and Grand Prix Las Vegas and RTX and things along that lines, and see if there's things that they would like me to do, because I would love to do signings. I would like to meet more people and do more stuff. I would like this year to still be the year of traveling. Just because, I lost my constant companion doesn't mean that there's not plenty of other people who would be there in those cities to help, who would be there at those conventions to help, or friends from right here at home. And I've had several friends and other people volunteer. I think it's time I just pull off that particular bandage and deal with the anxiety and use it as a working goal to push my legs and push my back and push my weight and push the diet and exercise and really just kill it. So that's my mindset right now. I've also talked about it a bit on Twitter, and I'm definitely talking about it quite a bit on stream on Twitch. The other part of my mindset right now is that my anxiety is not great. Now, it's better than it was 7 months ago still, but it's definitely coming back with a vengeance. For example, I started doing my taxes yesterday for the year. The anxiety was so bad, I was unable to do anything else for the rest of the day, and I was also unable to do the taxes. Though I did chip away at a little bit, and I'll chip away a little bit more, and I have 6 weeks to do it. If I have to file for an extension, that's not a big deal. But next year, I'm definitely getting a CPA. Is that what they call them? I'm definitely going to hire an accountant, because it is a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of work, and you can go to jail if you mess it up. So I don't want to be that person. But the anxiety has been rough, just dealing with other people, sometimes dealing with friends, dealing with people I love, going out into social spaces, and the depression has definitely been winning. Though I'm so good at forcing myself to do things, even when my brain says, let's do nothing, I'm so good at doing it at this point that it doesn't really change anything. I just still do the things I need to do. I mean, I get about 12 hours of sleep. I do stay in bed an extra 4 hours every day, which is good for my legs. But those other 12 days, I'm very productive and I get the things done. And I'm so surprised. I think I'm so surprised because, number one, I thought it was going to impact my weight loss. And it really hasn't. I definitely am still eating 1,800 calories a day. And I would be much happier if I was eating 1,200 to 1,500 calories a day. But I'm still tracking, obviously, tracking my calories. But I'm so glad that didn't turn into 1,800, 2,000, 2,500 calories. Now, if I'm not careful, by the end of the year, it'll be back up to 2,500 calories, and the weight loss will have steadied out, and I'll probably be stuck at 300 pounds for a good while, unless I can learn to diet around, the new stomach. But as it is right now, I'm very pleased that I'm still able to control what I eat. I'm still able to add a little bit of exercise on top of it. I thought, and even my surgeon hinted at the fact that he thought I was totally going to mess it up with all of the stress and everything else that was going on. And I haven't, and I'm very proud of that too. These are some low-hanging fruit to be proud of, but it doesn't change me being proud. It really doesn't. I'm still very happy with the progress. But I guess that comes with loving yourself. Baby steps, small steps, small starts. There's one other thing I wanted to talk about, and I did talk about it last Friday, but I'll talk about it a little bit more. I want to talk about some of the hate I've been getting online. Now, as you guys know, last week I just fought back. And people are like, Boogie, why do you do that? I thought you were a centrist. I thought you were a fence setter. To some extent, I'm definitely not as bad as people perceive me to be. I do stand for what I believe in. The problem is what I believe in is moderation. I believe in non-extremism. And I don't believe in toxicity. I don't believe in anger. I don't believe in hatred. And I don't believe it's a good way to resolve issues. And I definitely don't think, killing people is the right decision. I don't think attacking people in the streets or attacking people online is the way to achieve anything. I like to put people before their ideals. And I only really ever punish people when their actions, and not their words, not their thoughts, but their actual actions dictate and determine that. Somebody kills somebody else, somebody attacks somebody else. It's a different thing. They talk about something you don't like. I will attack the ideals of a person long before I'll attack the person. I'll try to change that person's mind long before I'll try to destroy that person. Not everybody agrees with that anymore, but that's where a lot of people get the centrist idea, the fence-sitter idea that you don't want to offend people. Well, I wish, because that sure does offend a lot of people that I put people first. It really upsets other people, especially the ones who like to fight. And especially the ones who are rabidly ready to kill people that oppose them. Sometimes for good reason. I won't disagree. It's just not for me. But since I've been losing the weight, now that I'm down under 400 pounds, number one, when I go out in the public, I do not get any of the weird, strange looks I used to get. It was way worse in the 90s when I was the only 500-pound person around. Now there's a lot of people in the South of size. So now that I'm under 400 pounds, I'm not even the biggest person in the restaurant or biggest person in the store a lot of the times. That feels pretty cool. But like even the online attacks really are not about how fat I am anymore. They're still about how I look pretty often. The gray in the beard or the clothes I wear or my stupid, disgusting teeth, which I still need to get fixed, but I have too much anxiety to get to the stupid dentist over it. But then it's a lot of a character assassination stuff. Talking about the centrism, talking about that kind of thing, talking about how I'm not genuine, how I pretend to be different than I really am, and things along that lines. And I think what I've learned from that is no matter what I do, I'm always going to be attacked, which is very different from most of the YouTubers I talk about. Very few other YouTubers ever deal with it. It's probably because of the things I've said and the things that I've done and the person that I've been, and I understand that. But I guess no matter what, those people that said, if you weren't so fucking fat, we wouldn't hate you so much, they still hate me. And now it's not about the weight. Now they have to find other reasons. And it normally doesn't bother me when they attack me for something that is true. Boogie, you're fairly centrist. Well, I lean pretty left, but yes, since the goalpost moves, I guess that I am fairly centric now, Boogie, you do this, you say that. You're a man-child. Yeah, I'm a man-child. I was forced to be an adult at the age of 8, with the abuse and the mental abuse, the physical, sexual abuse. I had to take care of my father from when he got sick to 11 to I finally left the house at 18. I had to deal with my own homelessness in my early 20s. I didn't get to drink. I didn't get to party. I didn't get to screw around. I screwed around a little bit, but now as an adult, I love childish things because I didn't get to have them for the first half of my life, so I like them now. I love my Pokemon. I love my video games. I love my collector's editions. I love my Legend of Zelda shields, my lightsabers, and it's okay. It's okay that that's my hobby. I still do a lot of very adult things. I do employ some people now. I do pay my taxes. I do, own a home. I do very well at the job that I've chosen, and even though the job is pretty easy mode, kind of childish and kind of silly, it still pays very, very well, and I'm very proud of it. And at the end of the day, I don't think my hobby hurts anybody, but it's still a point of attack for some of these people. And it really is fascinating. But when they attack me for those things, the things that are real, the things that are true, it doesn't bother me. It does bother me when it's false. It does bother me when it's made up. It does bother me when it's make-believe. But that still happens every day. The only time you'll ever see me have a meltdown like I did on Twitter last week is when the depression and the anxiety is getting the better of me. That's actually how the anxiety and the depression gets the better of me. Sometimes I just screw up like that. But it seems to be happening less and less as I get healthier and happier and I recover further and further. And I'm kind of proud about that. But at the end of the day, those people will never be happy with what I do. And that's why I choose to focus on the ones who are happy, the people who've watched this entire video, made it all the way to the end here. You're going to leave a positive comment and some love and support here on Twitch, here on Twitter, here on YouTube. And I love you for it. And I love this little bastard who's currently sleeping. Dad, please don't move. Don't move, Dad. Just let me sleep. Okay, I'll let you sleep. I'll go upload this video. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. I love you very much. I'll speak with you again soon. Point of this video is I'm struggling, but I'm winning. See ya.